please.
Yeah.
Alain,
Thank you.
take the stand. I understand before you like to speak, and I ask you some questions that I have here. I know that you have a small video statement that you like to share with us.
Oh yeah, exactly. We thought maybe there's no better thing than images to say what you are. So we have a short film that shows a little bit what Lynk Co is all about. So
That's perfect.
yeah.
Okay.
This is not a car. This is different. This is your car. Or a car for all of you. Shareable like a pizza. Or not. Your choice. This is a car for those who want things just the way they want things. This is not an optional extra. Everything is included. This is not a disclaimer telling you that the car shown is not actually the car you get. This is the car you get. This is an escape. And so is this. This seat is made from nylon waste, like fishing nets and stuff. This is not a salesperson you'll ever have to haggle with. This is everything taken care of. This isn't a commitment. This is a car for a month, 6 months, forever. It's up to you. This is not a car. This is a new way to car.
So, Alain, that was a nice video. Although I couldn't see it here because our screen doesn't work today. We have some technical issues.
You really missed something.
Yeah, but I did see it on forehand. First of all, I would like to learn a little bit about yourself, Alain.
I'm originally from Antwerp, my hometown, very proud of it. Lived in a lot of countries, most in Europe in my life. I have 2 sons, both one was born in Switzerland, one in England. I've been in the car industry for 35 years, 17 years with Ford, 9 years with General Motors, 4 years with Volvo, and now 5 years at Lynk Co. So I would say I'm almost as old as I look.
Okay. So I could share one thing with you, that I've been in the business also, in the automotive business for 35 years, with starting at Volvo, and then it comes Saab and GM that you obviously have been.
Yeah.
Perhaps at the same time, I don't know, but it's huge, big companies.
Yeah, exactly.
The first question I would like to ask is, it's a spin-off of the headline of today, Consequence of Change. The mobility turns the future, and I know a little bit about your business model, etc., and you really want to turn this around. And I think, officially you are a chief executive officer, CEO, but maybe a club director as well.
Yeah, I think was one of the consequences of 35 years in this industry is you get to know it really well, but you also start to think more and more about it. And I've been shocked that after 35 years, the industry's business model has not changed at all. We still make cars, produce them, ship them to dealers, and they sell and service them. And I find it shocking that that is in incredible contrast with how consumer trends are evolving. Customer today has nothing to do with 10 years ago, standalone 100 years ago. And yet the industry is doing the same. And I'm not saying that it is wrong, but I'm saying we know for sure, in fact, that there's a lot of customers out there who are open for something very, very different. So we said, yeah, we also have a very cool car produced and engineered here in Sweden by the SEF team, and it's a heck of a good car, but we're not just gonna sell it. We believe the problem today is not that cars aren't good enough, it's that mobility isn't efficient enough. And we see a global trend that people are caring more about doing things than about owning things, which also drives to more sharing. If you would have said 20 years ago, there will be a company that allows you to share your house to strangers, you would have just laughed. And now it's the most normal thing, Airbnb. So we basically said, let's then really change the business model of the car industry, because everybody is doing the same. Let us do something very, very differently.
I mean, our business is kind of known to be a stiff, old-fashioned type of business, as you mentioned 20 years ago. I do think that some of the companies still in the automotive business still are there, so to speak.
Yeah,
but you are walking on forehand.
We try to, and I wouldn't have the arrogance saying they are wrong and we are right, but I have the confidence to saying there are people out there who want something else. There's still a very big majority of people who want to buy cars, but it's shrinking, and there's a growing population that wants something very different. And yeah, to your question, the same on dealerships. After 35 years in this industry, I still haven't met the family that wakes up on a Sunday morning and says, kids, good news, we're going to our car dealer. It's not going to happen. And we said, let's make the places where we are places where people would go to, even if they don't want to buy or service a car. So we opened our clubs, which we think are for anybody, and it's totally different. So it's again, not saying the rest is wrong, but we want to be very different. It's almost within our DNA that if the car industry goes left, we love to go to the right.
That's great to hear. Could you tell us a little bit more about, you as a club director or the club of Lynk Co?
I like that title.
But how does it actually work?
Well, it's very simple. We have a super cool car, an incredibly good car, a plug-in hybrid with a range of 70 kilometers. But instead of showing off how good the car is, we tell people you can become a member and sign up online or in the club for a 500 euros or 5,500 SEK membership, which is a monthly, which you can cancel every month. Within that amount, you have the car at your availability, everything included, service, roadside assistance, etc. But you also have included in the car the very simple modality to share it, which everybody can then use via the app. It's as easy as we always say internally as sharing a pizza. So you basically share your car, and the more you share it, the lower your cost goes. So it's basically you don't only support to a sustainable footprint, because we're saying we don't want as many more cars on the roads, we just want to utilize them better. So you have 500 euros, everything included, you share your car, it goes down in cost, you cancel it every month, so you don't commit yourself, and you get also member of what we call the Lynk Co community. We do festivals, we have events in our clubs. We haven't been able to do them during COVID, of course, but the intention is to have 2 events per week in our clubs that we are now spreading out, so that the thing is more focused less on the car or on the product and more on the experience.
Does this actually mean if you are good at sharing your car, does it be free for me?
Yeah, it is theoretically possible, and we did the calculation. We don't set the prices. We do like Airbnb. You set the prices, but let's make it very simple. If you're going to charge 50 euros per day and you share it 10 days, you're at zero cost. Yeah, so
that's a good business model for a private person, isn't it? Enough with that, with the car and the business model, I think we understand, but how about the technician or the technical issues about the car? And I think about the circularity. How do you sort of remanufacture a vehicle, or do you have usage material? Or how do you produce the car? Where do you produce the car?
Well, our car
if I may start there.
Our car is produced in Yuyao in China, and Mats, who you'll talk to later, will tell much more about the car and the materials and the technology. But it is our aim that from a sustainability point of view, Are we today the most sustainable car in the industry? No, we're not. Do we have the ambition to be that? Yes, we are. And do we have a problem that others want that too? No, the more the better. But we wanted to start with some initiatives. For example, for us it's almost symbolic, but I think it's important. We think we are the only car manufacturer that doesn't offer leather on our seats. Our seats are made from Econil, which is recycled fishing nets, just as a symbol. And now we have very clear objectives of which materials we can use and we can't use. So I think I would be exaggerating saying our car is so sustainable and top in the world, but we clearly have the ambition to get there. But I always say that the being sustainable it should be more than the product. Look, if you see that the car in this planet is used for 4% of the time, 96% of the time this product is idle, then I don't think that any serious OEM of a traditional car company can call himself or herself sustainable. No. Because if you sell a product, if your business is focused around selling products that stand still for 96%, that is not sustainable.
That's true. That's really true. Where can we expect production in Europe or even in Sweden?
There is no plan. We currently have production in Yuyao, in China. We have a business model that is very simple. One car available in black and blue, 2 colors, and no options. So it's brutally simple. And we will continue with that simple offer for the next couple of years. We will never have a wide product range, only very limited. Maybe a second car, maybe a third car, but I think probably never more than 2. The next car will be most certainly full electric. Where that is going to be built is totally still open question.
Do we have any questions from...
Yes, we actually have one question from the audience today.
Yeah.
Are you mainly targeting customers that today use public transport or private car owners?
Well, it's a good question. When we started this initiative, we said, so what's the target customer? And it started obviously with millennials. And I've learned 2 things. One is millennials hate to be called millennials. And secondly is that it's not about age, it's about mental age, it's mentality. We see today in our database we have up till now about 27,000 people who have applied, which is more than triple of what we had hoped for the full year. And they are people that on average age are around 35. That's definitely older than a millennial, but it's definitely younger than the average age of a car manufacturer. And we see that these people come from used cars, premium cars. We have quite surprisingly high mix of premium cars, but also people who have never bought a car who now see this model with only 1 month commitment as the only way to step into this industry. So we have a mixed bag of everything. Very interesting. Yeah.
Any more? I have one here.
Yeah. Do go.
So I understand when can we expect Lynk Co fully electric?
Yeah, I think, as I said, it's very likely that our next car will be fully electric. We have deliberately opted for not the full electric version. I think any other car company, it makes sense to have combustion, PHEV or hybrid and full electric. In our case, where you have only one car and you need to cover, let's say, a wide demand, we believe that Europe is not ready for an electric car only. The charging infrastructure is just very insufficient. So we said, let's wait until we offer an electric car until the charging infrastructure is there. And that will be, let's see, we hope that will be around 24, but Europe is very slow on these things.
Yeah, we learned that by the news today and yesterday, etc. I mean, the technology and the pace and the rules, legislation.
Yeah.
It's not on sort of speaking terms or whatever we can talk about today.
I saw a statistic last week that shows that the growth of electric vehicles is 3 times as high as the growth of charging infrastructure. Yeah. It's a shame. Yeah.
It's a really shame.
Yeah.
But we have one more question.
Yeah.
What is the next step for Lynk Co?
Well, for us, the first and biggest and next step is to grow in Europe, because we've only just started. We've not even really done a lot of marketing because we have been overwhelmed by demand more than we have supply for the moment, which is a luxury problem. It's a problem. But to grow within the 7 markets that we're present now, and then grow beyond these markets in Europe, and then we're looking at the option of the US market to go beyond that, but there's no concrete plans, but that's definitely the ambition.
Nice. Do you see any difference in a customer in Sweden and, for instance, a customer in the US?
Yeah, and I think there are, the way we see it, and we could spend hours on it, you see still a lot of difference between China, US and Europe, but you see that it's emerging, that it's growing together. But it's still, well, you look, the American market is still the big cars, the pickup trucks. I think that will change. We laugh with the size of their cars. They laugh with the fact that we have manual transmissions, and their cars are becoming smaller, and we're getting used to automatic transmissions. So soon, I think it will get together. Customer needs are still quite differently, but the bottom line is that we believe that our business model has very high potential in the US market as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you say Lynk Co as an urban kind of lifestyle.
Yeah. We see also that our customers live almost entirely in or around the bigger cities.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Do you have any difficulties regarding the millennials, and if they have a driving license? Do your customers have a driving license?
Yeah, well, they should, and we still haven't found the right business model for people without a driver's license that wouldn't work with our product offer. But it's actually a good question. I saw a statistic lately. I forgot the exact numbers, but the percentage of 20 years old without a driver's license is fastly increasing.
Yeah.
My 2 sons, 22 and 26, both don't have a driver's license, even though in that case it's probably revolution against their dad. But I think it is indeed a growing trend. Yeah.
Okay then. And now I think we have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have a gift for you, Alain.
Oh, nice.
We talked about that. I understand that you have been on this island, Mallorca.
Yes. Yeah,
so
I like it
for
a lot.
you who don't know what this is salt, sea salt, harvest by hand. Of course, a natural product, but most of all, very environmental friendly.
Nice. And I'm a very foodie, so I'm very happy.
Nice.
Thank
Then
you.
you will think of us every time you cook.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
nice
so
meeting
much
you.
for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Alain.
Thanks.